What's up, guys? Mad Fragger back again. Got another fragrance review video for you. Hope everybody's doing well out there, at least as well as you can. We're all human beings and we're all trying to navigate through this shit show that we call life. So I'm glad you're on the ride with me. Want to talk about a couple exceptional leather fragrances from Lataffa today. And these fragrances here are both clones of Memo Paris fragrances. They are both leather fragrances, but they have a lot of things that differentiate them and a lot of things that make them very similar. So just wanted to kind of discuss these with you guys today and let you know what I think about them, give you my opinion on them. First of all, I love leather fragrances. It's one of my favorite fragrance profiles. I know that it can be subjective and not everybody is a fan of forward fragrances. Like, I understand that. But those of you who are fans of leather in a fragrance, these two are definitely ones you need to check out. So, starting out with this one, this is Shaari by Lataffa. It's a 100 ml bottle, EDP concentration. And the other one that I have here is Abiyedh leather, also by Lataffa. And this is a 60 ml bottle. Now you can pick this one up for about 20 bucks and the Shaari about 30 bucks. So both bargain fragrance prices, I would say, budget fragrances, but they both of these have excellent quality. They're Latafas, so I'd expect no less, but they're very similar in a lot of ways, and again, also very different. It's like night and day, on and off, spick and span, frick and frack, the whole thing. Um, Diotomy is alive and well here. So what we've got as far as the fragrance profile on these, let's start out with the Shaari. And I'll give you the notes. You got cinnamon, agarwood, and saffron in the top here, sandalwood and rose in the mid, and incense, leather, vanilla, amber, and musk in the base. Now, this one is what I would call the dark side. This is the Sith of the two. Very dark, rich, resinous, little bit of spice. You definitely get in when it starts to dry down. You definitely get a really smooth kind of rose smell in the mid of this fragrance. Like the rose is there. It is definitely a Middle Eastern style fragrance. Like, you're definitely gonna get the Middle Eastern vibe out of this one. There's some incense in here. Uh, but overall, though, perfect cold weather evening fragrance. There's some sexiness to this. It's dark, it's brooding, it's rich, it's resinous. Like all kind of like there that cinnamon in the top. All these kind of things make it just a really, really great cooler weather fragrance. Very warm, very sensual, very addicting. The smell of this fragrance, it's absolutely wonderful. Now, what is it that this fragrance has in common with Anna Abiyedh? Well, the leather that's in this fragrance, which is a forward note, the leather is like a rough, raw, what I kind of call like a cowboy leather. It's not like a sweet leather, like a sweet black leather, like you'd have in, like, say, an ombre leather by Tom Ford. This is a more rugged kind of raw leather smell, and you're gonna get that in this. And then, like I said, surrounding that raw, rough kind of leather, you're gonna have, as I described, some spiciness. There's a definite Middle Eastern feel, but all that's kind of like playing along with that leather, and the sandalwood and the rose in the mid here are like magic. Like they really, really give a nice smoothness to the rich feel of this fragrance. Definitely the dark side. If you're talking about dark and light, this is the dark side. Now, going to, oh, and also the Shaari is a clone of Memo Paris French leather. So they've got, I know they have Russian leather, French leather, um, African leather. Uh, there's, I'm not sure what they all are, but the Memo Paris makes several leather fragrances, and then these two here are representing two of those. This one, the Shaari, being the French leather, and this one here is the Irish leather. Now, far as the Ana Abiyedh goes, you've got that same rough kind of raw leather, all right, but the difference here is this one has, now I'll just give you the notes. This one has juniper berries, cardamom, pink pepper, and raspberry in the top, iris, ginger, and rose in the mid, leather, white musk, and amber in the base. So what you're getting is that kind of raw, rough leather, and then the juniper berries in the top of this, and along with the ginger that's in the mid, that kind of gives this a real kind of crispness and like a brisk kind of citrusy feel. Sometimes juniper berries can come off as like citrusy, and that's what's happening here. And then that ginger kind of makes it even more snappy. Now, when I say snappy, I don't mean screechy. I don't mean off-putting in any way, but it's just very bright, very vibrant, and very kind of like snappy. Snappy is a really good word to describe it. It's a brisk kind of citrusy leather. You are gonna get just a touch of the rose in this. The iris. Now, I would love if the iris in here um, added a little bit of powderiness to the fragrance. Like that would be great, but that's not really happening here. There is iris in there. If you search for it, you can probably pick it out, but it's not giving it the kind of powdery feel like you would expect. I would have expected that you'd get out of iris, because the a little bit of powdery wouldn't have hurt this fragrance, but that notwithstanding, this is overall a really great fragrance. And for a leather fragrance, I feel like there's a lot of versatility here. Like I feel like you could wear this one in a lot more different scenarios than your typical leather fragrances. A lot of leather fragrances tend to be a lot better in the colder weather and evenings. This one I think you could pull off in a little bit warmer weather. Maybe not, middle of the summer high humidity, but I do think there's a little more versatility here, though, due to the fact that it's so bright and fresh and brisk and crisp, and that's kind of what you're getting with the Ana Abiyedh. So again, the Ana Abiyedh is the Irish leather dupe. The Shaari is, I'm sorry, yeah, I don't script these or edit these videos, but sometimes I mess up. And the Shaari is the French leather. So you got French leather Memo Paris, Irish leather Memo Paris. I do not know what the similarity is to these fragrances, because I have not smelled the original fragrances, but stand alone, these two fragrances on their own, though, speaking as somebody who is a big enthusiast of leather fragrances, these are both fantastic. Performance wise, 8 hours. Both of these give me about 8 hours off of my skin. The projection on both of these is a little above average, like about the same either way. The difference being, like I had explained, the Ana Abiyedh is much brighter, crisper. It's got some freshness to it, so it is a little harder projecting in the first like couple hours. But that's not to say that the Shaari doesn't have some good projection to it. It does. It's just, this is more of a sultry, kind of deep, rich kind of fragrance, So it's not quite as bright and loud as this one may be. But both very good performers, both very good quality, especially for the price point here. and both utilizing that kind of raw, kind of rough leather, and then working around that with some different scent profiles. And the way that they do it in both of these is excellent. And there's my Alexa reminding me of something. So,
when should I remind you?
Alexa, cancel. I'm in the middle of a video. Thanks for joining me today, guys. I hope that those of you that are out there that are fans of leather fragrances will find this helpful, and maybe pick one of these up, give them a try. They're both great fragrances, and you wouldn't do yourself wrong, especially as a someone who likes, if you like leather. These are both really, really good. So you got, this one is a little on the darker resinous side. This one's on the brighter, crisp kind of side, but both doing that same leather in two different ways. I'm the Mad Fragger. Thanks for watching another review video, guys, and I will see you next time.